All right, guys, we got movie time here. We got a link sent to me here while we're drinking the juice. All right, let's see what's going on with these guys. They always come over here talking about this and that. All right.
Also known as Medler.
And I'm Jeremy, aka Riot Brightman. Today we'll be joined by two guests, Lexi Riot Lexical Gao, our Champions team lead, who's going to talk more about Champions.
And Laura Poison Pixie DeYoung, the head of IP strategy, who's going to talk a bit about our approach to the lore of Runeterra as a whole.
Then we'll be back to talk about language select, quick play, and a few other things. All right, let's hand things over to Riot Lexical for an update on Champions.
Hi everyone, I'm Lexi Riot Lexical Gao, the Champions team lead. Since we last talked, both Neferi and Briar have joined the Rift with vicious bites and a hangry attitude. Next up, we'll be releasing our new artistic mid laner, Hui. Hui's mastery of his craft gives him the tools needed to bring his artistic vision to life.
broken.
He owes much of his skills to his previous masters, but after time and exploration, he has transcended their skill and created his own unique style. While Hui comes prepared with what he wants to paint, his extensive palette of possibilities leaves room to learn, experiment, and master. After Hui paints a masterpiece on the Rift, we'll be turning to a new creature champion. Though, this one's a bit cuter than Neferi. Our new creature, though cute and small, is smoldering with
He looks
power,
like a dog.
and he'll be sauntering onto the Rift with all the pomp and circumstance that befit a royal of his status. Further out, we have a Vastayan solo laner from a forest village with the ability to see what others easily overlook. Okay, that's it for new champions. Now on to
we don't get
everyone's
anything?
favorite Scorpion. The Skarner team has been hard at work on the Astrali Defender. They've been thinking about everything from how many legs Skarner should have.
Like nobody cares about that champion's
how
dog.
He would look scuttling around a wall.
Dude's handicapped, like in the jungle. He has to have these pods on the ground.
You know, the usual stuff. The team wrote a lot in today's champion.
Well, I'll tell you the truth, that's not balanced if you're fighting in this thing. So that's an unfair handicap if you're fighting in a...
That's it from the Champions team for now. We'll
It
be
is
back
stupid,
in
whatever you
January
call it.
with more to share about 2024.
Okay, it's been a little while since we spoke about League's lore. For a long time, League and associated experiences like short stories were our only way to tell stories in Runeterra. Nowadays though, that's no longer the case. So we want to talk a bit about how we're updating our approach to the lore, and then talk through some upcoming examples of how that will be reflected
Who's doing the lore?
And in other places. To start
I've not read one sentence of the lore.
Laura DeYoung.
Hi all, it's been a while. For some background, I'm Laura, a former art director on League, and nowadays I'm working as the head of IP Creative, which is a group planning how we evolve the League universes across all of our experiences. As Andre talked about earlier this year,
actually, no, I do know he's his master's Lee.
Inconsistencies that have woven their way into
No,
the
I do.
storytelling and the
I've glanced at it
Runeterra.
when I like.
Some good examples
with the
are how
Riot,
Hextech
I
was
kind of read
invented,
through that.
and Yorick feeling just MIA during the
What did you
Sentinels of
say?
Light event.
Who did you say?
Going was invented, and Yorick feeling just MIA
Yorick?
during the Sentinels of Light event. Going forward, we don't believe that's the right approach.
They gotta buff Yorick's
kind of
lore.
fragmentation makes the world feel less believable.
Just what he needed, guys.
And it just undercuts meaningful character development. And frankly, it makes it hard for all of you to feel like you can really invest deeply in a story, knowing it might not be honored in future storytelling.
I just come out with Arcane.
So going forward, from today, all new storytelling is going to be part of one shared canon, rather than a jumble of different experiences that are similar but inconsistent. And our goal is to ensure that major events in our stories, as well as the essence of what makes a champion who they are, will be
You can't be
reflected
talking like
across
that over here,
everything
man.
that Riot makes.
Somebody's gonna get hurt.
Getting to that consistent state
Get butt hurt.
is not going to be a sudden flip of the switch, but a gradual process. This doesn't mean we're going to go back to retcon every champion or story we
I don't know, I
told.
saw one funny
But
video
every time we touch
in
a
a
part
library,
of the
somebody was
universe,
recording.
we're going to take a beat
Like,
to
you
ask
can't record.
ourselves where the
And he
inconsistent
was like,
threads are,
he
and work
identifies
towards
as a
weaving
camera.
them together so the world makes sense. This is going to take time, and we believe the payoff for getting this right will be absolutely worth it. Okay, I'm going to hand things back to Andre and Jeremy
Isn't it,
so they can talk about what this specifically means for League.
We're really excited to pull all the different threads of storytelling across Runeterra together over time.
Well,
so
you
that
go
we've
watch the
got
video.
One
I'm
shared,
not-
consistent canon.
Yeah,
So
go watch the
let's
end
talk
of it.
about
You
some
coming in here
examples
insulting me without
the
using your
moments
Prime on my channel?
shown in past
Okay, what's going on?
cinematics, like
Ooh.
Awaken, for example. Those have often felt like they should be canon, and some of them are fully consistent with the wider world, but some of them aren't. Going forward,
that champion.
including the upcoming
Broken ass,
cinematic
no
in just a
mana.
few months, we're going to be making sure that they're an integrated part of our world and storytelling.
Why we always go? Do I
Skarner's
miss old
update
Udyr?
earlier
Like, what do you
next
think,
year is another good
man?
example. Skarner's old lore,
What do you think?
and that of a few
I
other
mean,
associated champions,
I played that for
doesn't
how
mesh with
long?
the creation of
Old
Hextech
Volley Hall.
revealed in
I was
Arcane,
addicted to those.
which is the origin for Hextech and the unified canon going
But I gotta
forward.
answer that question every day.
So we're going to
Counter.
be making updates over
But
time.
it's all
as a
good.
result,
You
to
use your
make sure that
subs, so I'll let
champions
you
like
slide.
Skarner, Seraphine, and Camille are well integrated and well connected to the rest of Runeterra, so they can be part of that larger,
Song
wider
goated, yep.
shared storytelling.
The upcoming Forge game, Song of Nunu, is worth highlighting as well.
What the hell's
it's
going
canon,
on?
offering some insight into part of the Freljord, particularly Nunu, Willump, and Braum.
Are we getting some gameplay? Some
Now,
2024?
some of you might also be wondering about some of the ways we used to tell stories previously. Short stories in particular are something we've deliberately moved away from.
Who in chat?
Short stories were an
Gets into
effective
these
way to dig
stories?
into character backgrounds more deeply.
Be honest, I'm
and
not gonna
other
make
ways
fun of
doing
you.
So. But they've also always been a very
gonna
niche
judge you.
experience that most players
That's
just
your thing,
never
that's your
engaged
thing.
with. So we're focusing instead on storytelling through other mediums, ones that also let us flesh out characters and the world, but do so while resonating with more of the wider player base.
Switching gears a bit, earlier this year we announced we'd be adding an option to choose the language you play League in. It's taken us a little bit longer than
That's
we
what I'm
initially
talking about. I'm
estimated,
switching to Korean,
but
man.
I'm happy to share that the current plan is for this feature to go live in
Switching to
November.
KR.
Our main goal with this was to
I
help
can switch
League
my title to,
players
like,
play in their
NKR.
preferred language that wasn't included in the
go.
original download. That means you'll be able to choose from one of the 21 languages we support in the Riot client.
Oh,
and that
no, I
will
might have
change
to
both your
switch
in-game
to
and around-game times.
Mexico. Some
After
Spanish.
you select your language, you'll download the language
El
pack for each
Goldito.
language you choose. These are around 2 gigabytes of space with all the voice files, so just be mindful of your hard drive space.
Actually, I do need to learn
I
Spanish.
also want to talk a bit about the Blue Essence Emporium.
Yes, I think.
Positive side of things,
yeah.
it came back recently after a bit of a
CC.
hiatus. But on the negative side of things, we had some issues with it, both its technical functionality and with what was available being more limited than past Emporiums.
I'm not even
So,
like paying
we're
attention.
gonna
I
be
don't
bringing it
hear
back in
anything about
December
2024.
with the full range of Emporium eligible chromas, not just the half-year version.
Oh, are we talking about Chromas?
And other content will also be returning, specifically mystery icons, mystery wards, mystery gifting, and 50% off rune pages.
Mystery gifting.
Now, it's been
No,
also
what
a while
about
since we've
gifting,
talked about
like,
quick play.
after champ
And
select?
we've got a dev blog going live alongside this video.
Or
with a
after,
lot of
yeah, after
details.
I mean,
But the
after
short
game.
version is we're replacing
I like the
blind
gift the
pick with quick
carriers.
play. It's a queue designed to get players into game faster and as much as possible on their desired champion and role. How it works
Nah, I
is
don't
you
know
select
any
champions and
Tagalog,
roles in the
man.
lobby.
I didn't
and you
learn it when I was
skip
growing
champ
up.
select entirely to get straight into the game. Quick play is going to go to PBE around the
Words I
end of
know
October,
is like,
and we'll test it there for multiple patch
Banget,
cycles before rolling it out more broadly.
That's what my mom called me all the time.
That wraps things up for today.
Stupid.
Don't forget to check out the dev blogs, including the champion roadmap.
And thank you all so much for listening.
Several other words.
Best of luck in your World's Pick'ems.
And we'll see you all on the Rift. Thanks, folks.
All right, man. Y'all have a good one. Bro, there's no new information. I was excited. Like, Lily sent me this link. I'm like, yes, sir. We're getting paid. We're getting some juice. No juice. Yeah, we don't need sound. All right, let's take a look at the new map here, guys. T1's getting pushed back. That's it. T1's getting pushed back. We'll be phasing out summoner names and moving all players, excluding the varieties, to create a more unified experience across all our games. We understand there may be a mixed emotion regarding the changes. So hold on. So in-game names are important. Our goal is to make this change. So hold on. So what is it? What is it gonna look like in-game? Does it show? No, let's watch this with sound.
Changes for Summoner's Rift in 2024, though be warned these are obviously tentative and may be subject to change at any time between now and the new season. They might even be placeholder for something else, or they may not even happen at all. With that disclaimer out of the way, in this Coven Ward video posted by a Riot VFX artist that showcases the Ward sound effects, we can notice that Summoner's Rift looks a fair bit different. Firstly, River near mid lane is extremely wide, and if we look at the bottom part of the screen, we can see the path to blue buff isn't there. Because of this asymmetry, I also wouldn't be surprised if the bottom half of the map is changed too. Side by side on your screen is a comparison of current Summoner's Rift versus Summoner's Rift in the VFX video. Next, it looks like the wall next to top lane Tribush has changed shape, and this leads us down to potentially the biggest change yet. Barren Pit looks like it's gone completely and is replaced by some kind of wide open field. There are obviously probably more changes around the map just based off the bottom side mid lane wall, but this is all we can gather from the Ward video. Because of how Summoner's Rift is very loosely mirrored at the moment, it wouldn't surprise me if Dragon Pit was also receiving changes as well as the Tribrush wall near bot lane. This stuff is actually really big and exciting. Outside of Elemental Drakes and the changed plans through Chemdrake, we've not really seen the map get actually any changes since the map was redrawn in 2014. And all of these even small changes can have massive impact on how the game flows through jungle pathing, ganks, and map traversal in general. Even how we approach objective fights and position in lane will change due to all of this. Again, I have to reiterate, showcasing this stuff was probably not intentional by Riot, so things are very subject to being pulled or changed, but a glimpse into what could be the biggest changes to Summoner's Rift basically ever get me really excited for Season 2024. What do you think of the new changes? Let me know in the comments below, and for more League news, be sure to subscribe. Bye!
They need to make it to where it's like buildings. They need to put like buildings and shit. You know, like in you know, where the like mountains and shit are.